here we are back in Moira's kitchen. Today we're going to be making my Mum Moira's lemon meringue pie. Now, who doesn't love lemon meringue pie? I certainly do, and I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. So here I am back with my mum. Say hello, Mum.
Hello.
This is Moira, my lovely mum. So she's basically going to tell me exactly what to do.
Yeah.
And we'll do it stage by stage, and then hopefully if you follow the same things, then you'll be able to make a lemon meringue pie yourself. So,
Right.
What do we do first, Mum?
Put the oven on first.
Put the oven on first.
Right.
So the oven is over here. I won't change the camera, but it's just here.
If you take this oven, it'll do for a baking section. Pull that out.
Yeah.
Turn it round to where the little cake is.
To there?
Yeah.
This one?
The cake. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's on the baking side. And now it's come on at 180, which is the temperature you want.
Okay.
Okay.
So we want 180 is the temperature. I'm not sure what that is on a gas setting, but 180.
It'll tell you either up there, I've got it, or it could be on that thing here. It'll tell you on here. 180 is here. There.
180, gas mark 4.
Or 350 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, okay, so gas mark 4 or 180
350 Fahrenheit and 180 centigrade.
Why don't they just have one thing instead of all of these different things? It's just confusing.
Well, I've always used imperial. I've never gone to metric.
Well,
so,
I was in that stage where I started school and it was shillings and pence.
Yeah.
And then it swapped over when I was at school.
That's right. It was.
So then it was all the thing. I must admit, I think that the modern currency is easier to follow.
Well, it might be for the likes of you.
You know, but
for
like half a shilling and a crown and a this and a bob and all these things completely gone there. But I still have some of them old coins. I still kept the old pennies and that. Remember, you used to have to put them in the phone boxes.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, so I still got them. So ingredients that we have is pastry. Now this is just pastry.
That's ready bought, ready rolled.
Ready rolled,
and
ready
there's
bought.
no problem in having that because you could do that cheaper than you can make your own.
Well, there's a good bit of advice.
And the top chefs use it. So if it's good enough for the top chefs.
Good enough for us.
Gino De Campo.
Gino De Campo. He's from Yorkshire, isn't he?
If it's good enough for them, it's good enough for us.
Okay, so this is pre-rolled
short
crust pastry. We have
a
lemon, some vegan spread or butter or margarine.
No, it's butter.
It's butter this time.
That's butter.
Okay, so
you can have margarine, but I thought I'd put butter in, make it nicer.
2 large eggs.
Yeah.
I think, isn't it?
Yeah. Caster sugar.
Caster sugar. We have a big bag of caster sugar here as well.
Just a little, you only have a
little bit of
plain flour.
A pan, a mixing bowl, quarter of a pint of water, just quarter of
5 tablespoons to go in that as well.
Of
water.
An extra 5 tablespoons to go in as well.
Yeah.
Well, we'll come to that down the line. So I think we've got the oven on. We have the pan to make the meringue in,
which you've got to grease now.
Which is.
That's what.
So when you take your butter out and you put your butter in the bowl, don't throw this away. This is the wrapper of your butter, which always has a little bit of butter left on it.
But get some more. You need to grease it well. You'll need some out of butter dish.
I will. I'll just use it while I've got.
Yeah, use up what's there, but you'll need to put a good load on, otherwise.
So you put a good spread in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just that you have a job getting it out, otherwise.
Hey, people normally have trouble getting it in. Oh yeah, that's a good smear that. That'll make it nice and light. It'll give it a little, like, crust on the bottom of the thing, won't it, as well?
Any pastry, you've got to grease the container very well.
Any pastry, you have to grease the container well.
Yeah.
So
that's that.
You see?
Well greased.
All greasy. That's basically just so the thing doesn't stick to the What are you doing, mischief? What are you doing, little Franco? I think we can't see you. So
Right,
put the
now,
lid back on
put
the
the lid
butter,
back on that for the time being. We want some of it yet.
and I'll put this over here.
Now, stop it, Franco.
Franco, you mischief. Come on, down you
Now,
go.
I'm not just sure whether you might need to roll that a little bit, but just see will it fit in.
Oh, I think we'll get that.
It might just fit in.
I
Yeah.
think we'll get that. So, what we're going to do with this is then just lay it.
Take it off the paper, obviously.
I'll take the paper off once I've thingied it.
Yeah.
And then
Put it on there.
I'm going to lay that on there, and then just
ease it in.
ease it in. So you're basically looking to follow the shape of the bowl around the outside. Got a few little air bumps in there. This is where I show off my silky skills. So I'll remove that now.
Yeah.
Place that back there, and then
because we can put the eggshells on.
yeah.
Just make sure you've got some right on all the edges.
So I'll put a bit in. So this we're just going to go round the outside of the pan. Franco, you little bugger. Go on. For hygiene, you shouldn't let that happen. But you don't know about that, Franco, do you? And you don't really care. You just want to be involved, don't you?
Just wants to be in everything.
Just wants to be in everything. Your mum's new best mate gets away with murder this. Gets away with things I didn't get away with as a kid. We'll just add that little bit in there, just to fill the bowl up, put it around the sides.
I'll just give you a fork.
That, you see, now you can wrap that back up again now, and you can use that for something else, can't you?
You could, if you wanted. Could make a jam roly-poly or something.
Jam roly-poly. You're just being naughty now. Jam tart. So I shall put this here with this.
Now then,
Ready to go
with this fork.
With this
Right,
fork,
this fork.
I do wed.
You need to just do that.
Just little pinpricks in it.
Yeah, don't go right through to the bottom.
Okay, so
And what you're doing
That's
is to try and
so
stop
you
it.
can see how the pastry is now full, and then I'm not going right through. I'm just making little indentations really. So I do that on the side as well.
It doesn't matter much about the side, but it's the bottom so it doesn't rise up.
Oh, so that stops the...
Well, the ideal thing is baking beans, but I haven't got any. I might have in the cupboard some marifat processed peas dried. Well, you could put them on and that would hold it. Or you can always use a piece of bread and to stop it coming up. That's enough.
Okay.
Now you can't put it in until the oven's ready. It's not
Okay,
quite
so
ready
the
yet.
oven will tell us when it's ready, when it's
Tell you
up to
when.
heat.
So while you're waiting,
We'll put
put
the mix
5 tablespoons of water in with that.
Are these both
They're
tablespoons?
tablespoons.
Okay, so tablespoon's like, it's the one that's slightly bigger
It's the
than what you
biggest
eat your
spoon of all.
cornflakes with, isn't it?
Oh, bigger than that, yeah.
Okay, so 5.
No. Take that and the spoon, 5 tablespoons into there.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. I've been making this for about 60 years this.
60 years.
I used to make it in the hotel for a sweet, yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, did you say?
5, yeah.
Okay. So that's just 5 of these spoons from the tap into the quarter of the pint.
Quarter of water.
So we start with quarter of a pint and then we add 5
5
tablespoons to it.
Right.
Okay.
Now while you're waiting for the oven, it's not quite to temperature. You could now separate your eggs.
Separate the eggs into this bowl, or?
You want the yolks into this bowl and the whites into that one.
Okay, so let's create a little space here. Okay, so the white in there?
The egg whites in there
Okay.
and the
So
yolks.
there is a thing that you can buy that you'd sort of tip it in, but I'm going to show you a trick where if you crack the egg like
And you
that,
don't get any yolk in, otherwise it won't make
and then just let the white run out, like that.
Yeah.
Into there, and then a nice little bit, and then the yolk. You still got a little bit in there.
Yeah. Don't let any yolk go in there.
So the yolk into
Yolk's
this one.
into there. Try and get the yolk in whole, but
Yeah.
you've got the whole lot in, haven't you?
Yeah. So did you see the skills? So you just open it up a little bit, and the white kind of runs out on its own, but not enough for the yolk. And then
That in there.
yolk
That's
into
it.
there.
Frankie, right down.
Little scamp. Put these in the bin. Keep everything tidy. That's that in the bin.
Now then, into your yolks, you want to put 2 heaped tablespoons of the sugar
2 into this.
into there.
Okay. So into the yellow bowl.
Yeah, into the yolks.
Yeah, the yellow
Heaped.
bowl.
Yeah.
Heaped.
Heaped tablespoons.
Okay. So that would be like that.
That's it.
So that's heaped.
Yeah.
1 and 1 more for the world.
That's
Yep.
it. Yeah.
2.
Okay. Close
Okay.
that up for the time being. Now then, we
This
want
over
to have
here.
1 ounce of flour.
1 ounce of flour. So I found out something today that a tablespoon is an ounce, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you haven't got scales, this big spoon that you've just done everything with, the water and this, is an ounce. So how many?
1.
1.
1
Heaped.
ounce.
Not
That's
heaped
1
then.
tablespoon.
So,
Oh, get her off there.
little scamp, you trouble. Come on. That's, man, the bane of my life.
Let's have a look at you.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not as heaped, and that goes
In there.
into there like that.
Now that could go back in the cupboard.
Now this goes in the cupboard. Keep everything tidy. Keep your workspace clear.
That's it.
There into the cupboard. Shut the door.
Right. Now
Okay.
then, you've got to mix them together until they're smooth. Wooden spoon.
Wooden spoon.
That might
Okay.
be a bit big. We've got smaller ones if you need.
I'll give it a go. See how we get on.
Mix it together to be smooth.
Oh. So really, I'm just sort of mixing this all together until it becomes like a smooth paste.
Like a smooth paste, yeah.
It's taken quite a bit of doing, isn't it? Because it's quite dry, I suppose, isn't it? With all
It is
them
dry, it's
ingredients in it?
difficult, yeah.
I'll come to the table because I don't want to make a mess. It looks very good. Looks good already, doesn't it? Lovely colour.
It goes eventually, but it just takes a bit of time.
We're getting it now. Looks like more like an icing than a
Yeah.
thing now, doesn't it? There you go. We're getting there now. Yeah, we're getting there now. The meringue pie.
Oh, that's your oven ready.
There's the oven ready. So we'll leave that there.
Put that in.
This can go into the oven. Now, why are we putting this in the oven with nothing in it?
Because it's got to be what they call blind baked.
So you bake the pastry
You bake
first?
the pastry first.
Is that how you stop your pastry going all baggy when you put your... Because I make a pie sometimes and I put the pastry in and then I chuck everything in. But if I blind bake...
No, you should blind bake the base then. Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
The things that you learn. Because
Oh,
it always
yeah,
gets to
very,
the bottom
very
and it's
soggy
like...
bottom.
Soggy bottom, yeah. So we're in the middle of this,
In
so.
the middle, yeah.
Okay, so opening the oven. We're just going to pop it into the middle.
Yeah. Okay.
So close your eyes, pastry, because you're blind baking. Okay, so we're back
So
to
it's gone in
our paste.
just before 10 to, so you know, 10-15 minutes should do that.
10
So
or
keep doing
15
that.
minutes.
Gives you time to get this
Yeah.
prepared.
Keep mixing this up. You see how it's changing now? You see how it's changing into more of like a paste? Where before it was quite thick. Now it's like, it's quite moist now, isn't it really?
Yeah.
I thought we'd
The
struggle.
longer you do it, it's hard to start with, but you know, it's better when you keep going.
Yeah, I made some bread this week. And I realised in the bread that it's got nothing to do with the ingredients really. It's all in that
It's all in the kneading.
kneading and stretching.
Yeah.
It gets the air in it, and it makes so much difference.
I've got a couple of packets of bread mix in the cupboard, which I bought the last lockdown. We had the first lockdown, just in case nobody could get me any bread.
Okay.
Of course, Frank was ill then, and I couldn't go shopping or do anything else.
Oh, up she comes.
What do you like?
Joining the party, Franco. You don't like? Your little skinny bum hanging on in there. Oh, do you love your mum?
She only loves the
She
mum
loves your
sometimes.
mum.
She bites the mum, don't you? Hey.
Uses you as practice. So really, this, the more you mix it, you can see it just getting softer and softer, can't
Absolutely.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Right.
Pull this chair out so you can get on and have a look properly
Now
instead of
then.
being a mischief.
You've got that mixed up, have you?
It would seem so. Do you want to have a
you
little
want
look?
to put your,
Does that look good to you?
Oh.
Does that look good?
that looks good to me.
Okay, let's show the camera. Okay, so you see it now, it's like, it's much runnier now. So that's kind of what you're looking for, is it to be this nice, smooth, runny paste.
Into this pan.
This
now.
goes into the pan.
No. You leave that to one side for a
Okay.
minute.
Okay.
You'll need that wooden spoon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just leave that
Then
there.
you want to put your water in.
The rest of the
into the
water
pan.
into here,
Yeah.
which is just a saucepan. Raw.
All the water in.
All the
And
water
now you
in.
want to go back to your butter,
Back to the butter.
and you want an ounce of
An
butter.
ounce of butter, which is a tablespoon. How do we work out an ounce?
Well, you can't when it's like that, so we'll have to, at this point, use the scale.
Scale. So, Franco, you little
And
mischief.
you want that butter paper, so as we don't muck the scale up.
Okay. Butter paper, scales. Here they come. Okay, so we're looking for 1 ounce
You
of
want the
butter.
butter paper in here.
Oh yeah, of course. I remember that trick from the last one.
Yeah,
Keep, and it rebutters your piece of paper, doesn't it? I
Yeah.
suppose, doesn't
yeah,
it?
it does.
So you've got it ready for the next one.
Right. Now, you need to look at you want the first little black mark.
As in that first one,
That-
the first big
the
one.
red one. That red finger to the first black mark. And that's an ounce.
There,
Yeah.
the first big
the
one,
first,
you mean?
Yeah, the first.
First big one, not these ones in between.
No, the
first
little
big
one. The first
Okay.
little one.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Well,
it.
That's it.
That's it.
So not a lot really.
No, it's not a lot.
That's an ounce.
That's an ounce of butter.
I can't believe that.
And we used to get twice that for our weekly ration in the war.
That was what you got for a week.
You got, and longer sometimes.
Okay. So which, it's
Well, I use Imperial.
that first mark
So
there,
that,
the
the
very
first one
mark.
is where your marker goes. Then you go to the first one for an ounce.
So this is where your marker is,
Your marker's on the big one,
and then the first one.
and then the first little one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you set it to 0. Can you see that? There, and then it's this very first little mark after it. So the first big one on pounds and ounces, and then it's the first little one. And you should end up with about that much butter.
An ounce.
An ounce.
Yeah. And that goes into the water.
Into the water. Okay. Don't splash.
Right.
Into the water, fold that back
So
up.
that's the butter and the paper finished with now.
Okay, so put them
And
back
they
in the
can go
fridge.
back into the fridge.
Keep everything tidy.
Okay.
Yep.
The
Okay.
scales away.
The scales are away. Butter and
And water. Now they want to go on the stove now,
onto the cooker.
onto the cooker.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
And
we're just going to light. Does it light itself?
no, yeah, use this one.
So we don't want a high heat, do we? Just
Yeah,
a medium sort of heat.
just medium because you're going to bring this to the boil.
Okay. So we're going to boil the
You're
water
just
and the
going to
butter.
boil the water
Can
and
I
butter
use this?
together.
Or shall I use a
You
clean
don't,
one?
no, you don't need to worry. You're going to use that in a minute because you're going to put that into here.
Ah, okay. So we just
Yeah.
put this on
Put
at a
that on
nice heat.
and let it slowly come to the boil.
Yeah. Okay.
What are you at, eh?
You saying, Franco? You saying, Franco?
As soon as it boils, take it off the heat, David.
Yeah. As soon as it boils off the heat, that can go for cleaning. Yep. So where did we put the lemon?
Yeah, you
Immediately,
don't,
didn't we?
you know, you're not used to lemon for a minute.
Okay. You
can
see
leave,
that?
You can leave the light on because you are going to put it back on there.
Yeah. So really we're just waiting for this to come to a nice heat.
Just leave
That's ready for later.
that's
ready for later.
yeah.
And that goes with that. This can go in the wash.
That can go back over there now. Yeah.
Okay. Remember, see how the place gets tidier and tidier as you do it. If you, rather than have everything on top of each other.
Yeah.
Because
You
just.
You might like to get a spatula.
Do I have to have words with you, young Franco? Do I?
You might like to get a spatula.
Spatula,
Yeah.
which is this.
The purpley one.
I remember this. We had this. This was the one thing I could remember, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The size.
Yeah.
Oh, it's popped up a bit on the bottom.
Yeah. That's because it's got no weight on it.
Right. This is all good. How do you think
just
it's looking?
new. Yeah. Just need another couple of minutes.
Another couple of minutes. It's looking good though.
Normally I would put something on to
Little
weight
mischief.
it down.
Just mischief.
We didn't get
Shall we
to
boil
that
you
stage,
up with
did
the
we?
butter and the water? Shall we? Shall we put you in the butter and the water? You're getting me done for the hygiene. If you have a cat, don't let it get on the table. You know, I'm just a bad example, but young Franco here, see his little Manx tail, no tail. See it? This is Franco. Say hello, Franco. Say hello, Franco. Hi. You see, no tail, little Manxy. Manxy. Come on then, I'll just wash my hands. Well, it's looking pretty good, isn't it? I might just give that a little,
You're going to put that mixture into it.
I'm going to just give this a little swirl. Just to hold that butter mixed in.
Right, it's boiling, so take it off the heat.
So, as soon as it's boiling, you've lifted off the heat, and you can maybe, I don't know if you can see, you can't see. So, we have that now, the water's boiled with the butter in, and And now this goes
That's
into,
got to go in there, and you've got to stir it. You might like to.
as you do it,
Well, I would.
well,
Yeah.
if you hold the handle
Yeah.
and you do the stirring,
Okay.
I shall do the
Yeah, because you
decanting.
get it all out.
Okay.
with that.
So this, really you need another hand, but you'll be able to do it. So I've got the cheat of my mum. Just a little bit by bit, is it? Or can you
Just got
drop
to
it
stir
all in?
it and try stirring it till it gets free of lumps.
So you're stirring the lumps out of it. Yep.
Can be done when you're on your own, I hasten to add.
But like I always
if
say,
you've got a sous chef like me,
yeah,
you can get on with it.
I always say stronger together. Stronger together. And no waste. You want everything obviously out of this.
Absolutely.
You don't waste
Nothing annoys me more
nothing.
than watching them on the television and they don't clean the bowls properly. Nothing annoys me more than that. That can go in here and that will take the rest of that off into here. Stir it round in here. That's it. And we want to get this off the spoon as well.
Okay. Get that into there.
That's it.
There. And I'm back in the game.
Yeah.
So I'll put that to be washed.
You keep the spatula.
Keep the spatula.
Now you can see how nice and smooth that is now.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Now that's got to go back onto the heat.
Okay.
Stirring all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
This is a job.
While it thickens.
So I'll just see if I can show you this. This is
And just
super,
before you start doing that, you can lift the pastry out.
super smooth. So we put that there.
Just before, lift the pastry out now.
Lift the pastry out. Remember an oven glove or you burn your fingers. And oh god, that just smells great on its own. Keeping that on at the same heat.
Well, no, you don't need it. Well, you do need it, but not right now. It won't be that heat.
Let's
You
just
leave that
have a
there.
look. That's what it looks like.
So it's
See, it's just
come up a
starting
little
to
bit in the centre.
brown up a little bit.
But if you've got baking beans, it keeps it flat.
Ah, that's
Little
what the
piece of
beans are
extra
for.
paper and
The beans
you know,
keep
the
it
baking
flat.
beans, and it keeps it flat.
Okay. So now this back onto the heat.
Yeah, and you must stir it all the time
All the time.
to stop it sticking.
So is that high or do we want it a bit lower?
No,
now?
a little bit lower, I would say.
How's that?
Yeah, that should be okay.
Yeah, so not too high on this. You don't want it just boiling super
No,
quick.
you want to keep
And
it
then
going.
it's just,
And you're doing it till it gets thick enough to go in there and be the lemon bit.
so you want it to look to like lemon cheesy
Yeah,
type
Yeah.
consistency. Is
well
that
it
what
is
we're looking
virtually like lemon cheese when you do it.
for?
The lemon goes into it after you've done this stage. You cook it for about 3 minutes, it says.
In the
No
oven?
longer. And stir it continuously. And then you've got to let it cool a little bit while we do the lemon bits into it.
Okay. So I'm just going round and off the sides
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
keeping
Make
it
sure,
moving.
keep it moving so that it doesn't stick.
So this is, you're going to have to be careful of this because it's obviously not good if you do leave it.
No,
So,
if you leave it, it'll burn, you see.
so you have to dedicate a few minutes to this just to make sure.
It should take 3 or 4 minutes to get.
Oh, Franco.
No, that's naughty, isn't it? What do you like? Take 3 or 4 minutes for it to
No, it's
thicken up.
starting to thicken up now. You can see it.
Yeah.
You can even see how the butter is becoming more part of it
Yeah,
now as
you
well.
can, yeah.
Yeah, it's looking quite good that now. Thickening
It's
up. It's still
not
running,
thick
but
enough
it's,
yet,
you
yeah.
can see it's starting to happen, can't you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm quite excited. Quite excited, Mum.
Oh yeah.
I am, yeah. Lemon
Doesn't take
meringue.
much then.
No. My stomach, I think it's what they always say, isn't there? Way to a man's heart's through his stomach.
Maybe that's where.
I think it starts at his taste buds.
Yeah.
Turn that down a little bit.
Is it bubbling?
Yeah.
I'll just give it 2 or 3 minutes bubbling and then you have to
Couple
go
of
down
minutes
to you.
bubbling.
Scratch my blooming chest now.
Little buggers, aren't they?
Yeah.
Non-stop. Worse than kids.
Absolutely, I thought that this morning. I thought I'd be easier with the toddler than her.
Oh yeah. That's the whole consistency of that is like changed from that what it was before. What looks really good. Down,
Down,
you
you little menace.
scamp.
You
Is this
stay
the,
down.
you just stealing the camera, or is
I
that
know,
all it
that's
is?
what
You
she's
just want to be on
about.
telly.
She wants to be on the telly.
Just want to be a YouTube influencer. Is that your problem? Oh yeah. So because this is why you have to keep it moving, isn't it? Because it's bubbling
Well,
away.
if
If you
it
leave
leave
it,
away,
it'll just
it'll
burn,
stick.
won't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll
yeah.
stick and burn.
Yeah. Got to stop it sticking. So I think that's all right now, David.
Looking good.
Yeah, looking good.
Just a
I don't
little.
think you're not going to get any better, I don't think.
I think it's going to thicken up no more.
I don't think so.
Okay, right. Well, let's just show everybody what that looks like now. And if you can see that now. Ooh, I don't want to spill it out of the pan, but it's more. See how it's turned into like a thickened up. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, so we put this back down here.
Leave that there. Leave your spoon because you're going to
Oh,
use your
she's
spoon.
going to use the spoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you want your
Let's
lemon.
cool down so we can move that there. So we want the lemon. So now we've got the
A grater.
grater, so it's fine,
Fine grater.
and
Yeah.
the lemon,
And a large lemon.
large lemon,
As large as you can buy.
as large as you can
And
get.
you want to grate all the rind into the mixture.
Okay, so just all of the sort of yellow off it. God, that
Is
smells
it
good.
working? Mind you don't get that
Yeah, the pit.
black bit in.
Lose that.
Now and again bang that and it'll
There you go.
knock it out. Yeah. Little imp, aren't you?
Well then, named after the right fella you are. So all of it,
Yeah.
you want like
all
all
the
of
rind.
that yellow off.
All the rind.
So just grating all of the thing in. Takes longer than you think this. I thought this would be a little quick thing, but
What did you think?
I thought it'd be really just and there'd be a bit of lemon in there, but it takes a bit of
Oh,
time
gosh,
to
no.
grate a whole lemon.
Yeah,
doesn't
it does. Yeah. Pardon me. Are you good at squeezing the lemon with your hand, or do you want me to get the squeezing thing out?
I can squeeze a lemon with my
Can you?
hand, yeah. Okay,
Okay.
there you
Pull
are.
that off there. Enough.
Okay, so that in the wash.
Yeah.
So you can see how we've grated all the rind off. That can go there. We've opened the oven because we want the oven to cool
So
down a
cool
little
down
bit.
now for the meringue.
Okay, for the meringue. And then
Now you're going to squeeze all the juice of that lemon into here.
okay.
Yeah.
Pips and all.
Well, you can always take the pips out after. You'll probably get more pips in than you need.
You have to take the pips out because when I was a little boy, you used to say to me that if I ate the pips, the seeds, a tree would grow inside me and it would come out of my bum, so you don't want that. Okay, so just absolutely squeeze all of that in.
All the juice out, as much as you can get out. I can't do that, you see, so I have to use my,
Device.
yeah.
Your
my
device.
lemon squeezer.
Okay.
Frank used to help me by squeezing like that, but obviously, you know, I can't do that.
Okay.
As I can't do a lot of things, can I, with the hands the way
Well,
they are now? But you're coming on, forget you doing the bacon.
So yeah.
Is that all the juice out? Oh, aye.
So you can see, squashed all that out. So they can go in the bin.
Yeah.
They can go in the bin.
Still.
Yeah. Doesn't look good, that, does it?
So you want to stir this lemon and the juice into this mixture.
Okay.
Do it carefully in case you knock any of it over.
Get the little pips out first. Drop them both back in. There's one. There's one. So just getting the seeds out really. If I see them.
I can get some lemons, you get hardly any pips
I
at
think
all.
there was only a couple in
Yeah.
it that I could see when I did it, so I think we've done pretty good there. There might be a little pip in there, but it's all flavour. It's all flavour. So just stir that up
Stir
then,
that,
so
get
it goes
all
back
that
into a paste
Back
again.
in, yeah.
Oh, there's one. I'll have you out. No discarding you, is there? Oh, aye.
So you make sure that all the juice and the
It's all mixed together.
the grated rind all go into the mixture.
Oh, it smells incredible now, doesn't it?
Mm.
Eh?
Yeah.
Something pretty good, I think.
I made one a few months back when I had somebody come in for lunch, and I knew that she liked lemon meringue, so I thought, oh, I'll make a lemon meringue. So I made a lemon meringue, and she complimented me and said it was the nicest lemon meringue she'd ever had.
Nicest lemon meringue she'd ever had. So see what we're doing for you. We're giving that away free. The nicest lemon meringue in the world, we're giving away for free. So this cookbook that you've got this out of is, did you say it was 60 something years old or something?
Right,
You've had it that long?
Well, I got first married in 1957.
1957?
And I got a book then. So how
And you
many
got it-
years ago is that?
Jeez.
63,
63.
64 nearly.
God, that's like, you've had that cookbook 10 years longer than I've been alive.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Jeez. That's looking good, I think.
That's it. Well, now that goes into
The pastry.
the pastry now.
Okay, so we need the spatula for
You
that.
need the
don't we?
spatula for that. Yeah.
So remember, waste nothing. Get it all off. Okay,
Right.
and then that goes
Bring that over there.
just straight into the bowl.
Straight in.
Okay, straight in. These spatulas really do save on the washing up, don't they?
You do.
Oh, how good does that look? Waste nothing. Okay, that can go in the wash now.
And take this spoon as well.
I can't attract. Okay.
And also that spoon that you add in the thing.
Okay. Take the pips as well, put them in the bin. Go there for the washing. Okay,
I think that might be about right now.
oven's about right. So what are we, about 140 now? Are we on?
140. That's if
140.
you're wanting to eat the meringue cold. I'll tell you the other ingredient, the temperatures here, because I've got them in the book here.
That's gas mark 1.
Right.
gas mark one.
if you want to eat it hot,
Right, if you want to eat it hot.
gas mark 6 or 400 Fahrenheit. And if you're going to eat it cold, you want it gas mark 1 or 290 Fahrenheit. And 290 Fahrenheit is 140 on, if you look at that, on Celsius, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what, I've turned that down now, so it should get to the 140.
Okay.
So you're up to the meringue bit now.
So this is the fluffy bit on the top.
Fluffy bit now.
I must admit, this is the bit that I've been kind of most excited about.
Is it?
Yeah, because I've just wondered how you do it. You know.
Well,
this can sit to one side now.
Leave that there.
You don't need these now, do you?
Yes, you do. You need the tablespoon.
You need the
don't
tablespoon,
need the knife.
don't need the knife.
And we haven't used this knife, so this can go back in the drawer. She did the butter with the fork, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Okay.
Right, now you want to get your whisk.
Now this is what we talked about this last time. Everybody's got one of these in the cupboard and you never knew what it was for. But here we go. So in.
You switched on.
Yep.
You need to bring your table a bit closer, do you think?
I'll do it. I can bring that a bit closer. Okay.
Okay. Just get whisking.
Just get whisking. So just start with it in.
Go on.
I'm just on number 1.
I know, that's fine.
Look at that. It's happening already. I thought there would be some wizardry alchemy or something that you have to do to some magic trick. Really, it's still got sugar to go. Oh. You see how that's getting all fluffy already, can't you? Might be getting a little bit overexcited.
Now just bring it up, see if it'll stand up in peaks.
A little bit more?
A little bit more because it's curling over.
Yeah.
Not so bad. That's okay, I think. Now you want to get the caster sugar.
Okay, I just want to show that first. So when you pop the thing in and lift it up, you see the little mountain tops? That's, you see it from the side maybe. That's what you want. You want it so it can just stick up in the air like that. So that means it's thick basically.
That's ready. Now get the caster sugar now.
Caster sugar. We had some earlier.
And you want to put 1 tablespoonful in.
1 tablespoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, put it in. Now you've got to whisk it again now.
Okay, keeping that out.
Yeah, because you put 3 of these in.
3.
Yeah, but you whisk it.
What's happening, Franco? What's happening? Could have been your tin. I'm making your dinner. It's weird because it doesn't stick to the bowl, does it? It peels off the bowl.
Yeah.
Bit runny, or do you want a bit more?
Have you put another one in now?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say this it. I'll do the same again. We'll do this 3 times. Yeah.
Good. 3 times.
3 tablespoons.
Smooth now, isn't it?
And it gets around like that, we call that Italian meringue. And it's, you know,
Slightly
soft.
softer like that.
Yeah.
Italian meringue.
That's what we call it.
Still got one more spoon, haven't we? We want it so it stands up and kicks again. I think we might there, mightn't we? Should we have a look?
Yeah, that'll do.
That'll
You
do.
put the spoon in now.
Because we have the extra
And
of.
that's your 3rd spoon going in.
So this is the last one of the
You have
sugar.
3 tablespoons of caster sugar.
Good?
That's it. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Okay, so we'll put that there. Put the clip back on the bag. Keep it fresh, put that
Whisk
over
it
there.
again till it's
and
quite
then-
stiff.
So this one we're going to the end until it wants to be thick.
When people are very brave, they hold it up.
With a little bit of that. So when this came along, this must have been like, you know what I mean, when you've been in the rations of the war and all them sort of things, and then suddenly
Things like that.
things like this are coming along, and it's just all sweet tooth, isn't it? Yeah.
Now you know why I've got sweet tooth.
Yeah, now I know why I am.
When my mother gave me a banana, I didn't know what it was. And I said, what's this? She said, it's a banana and you eat that. It's fruit. I said, all right, I went to eat it with the skin off. Bear in mind, I was only about 4 when war broke out. I was only about 10.
How's that?
That looks good.
Looks good.
You can tap them on the side of the bowl and that's it. That's it.
Okay.
Put them over to the sink and get yourself
Oops.
a clean spatula.
Tap that in. So what did you say?
Get yourself a clean, yeah, go on. There you go.
Okay, so that's when you know it's right. I'm so glad we didn't have a moment there.
There's another spatula in the top there. I have 2 of them, they're very good, aren't they? And well, that's the other one. Now then,
Let's just,
bring that closer to you. Now you're going to put that onto there.
oh, Lord, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. It looks that good. Is this really legal, is it?
Eh?
This much fun, is it legal?
I don't know, David.
Oh,
Get it all out before you spread it.
the spatula's not as good, is it? It's not as springy. I think I'm going to go and get the other spatula just to finish
No,
that
there's
off.
another one in there, the rubbery one.
Rubbery. Thank you very much.
Well, I called them rubbery.
And said
But
that
they
the
are better,
Chinese,
aren't
didn't
they?
he? He said, you know, this chicken's rubbery.
Yeah.
So the Chinese said, thank you very much. So, waste nothing.
Absolutely not.
Waste nothing or Moira will be onto you. Okay.
Now gently spread that out so that it goes to the edge of the yellow. And you can notice that the yellow is more set now.
Yeah, it's thickened up.
Yeah.
Oh, good does it look?
You can do that after when you finish spreading it. Get it right to the edge so that the yellow doesn't,
No peeping.
well, just, you know, so that you keep the yellow in. Looking good, Dave.
Looking good. That's all you want from the boss, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just a little word of, you know what, you're doing all right. I recognise your challenge.
Now then, what do you want to do with it now? Do you want to pat it up in little peaks, or do you want it more smooth, or do you want to leave it like that?
How do you tap it up like that, is it?
Yeah, just do it like that.
There we go. Brown, you
That's
see,
all
won't
right.
you?
Just so what you want, you know, you can please yourself what you do with it really now. Because you're going to pop it in the oven.
Okay.
And it will go in the oven for it being eating cold.
So I'll just show this. So we've taken the white, and you can see I've just made sure that there's no sort of yellow underneath peeping out.
Now if you're having it like that, you're going to pop it in the oven for half an hour.
Half an hour.
Yeah.
So this is our cup
This
of
is
tea
when
time.
you're going to eat it cold. If you wanted to eat it hot, you have the oven at a higher temperature and only for 10 minutes. But because you're going to take it home for you and Julia, and so it'll be eaten cold, we're doing
Just
it
10 minutes.
for half an
Half an hour,
yeah.
10 minutes on the high.
On 140 on
So
there.
140, which we talked about
and
earlier,
about half an
and
hour.
back on the middle shelf.
Back on the middle shelf. It's only to sort of finish it off and brown it and what have you.
Finish it off and
That's
brown.
it.
And it's the last little bit on the pastry, I suppose, as well, isn't it?
Sorry?
It's the last little
yeah.
coop on the pastry. So
Close the oven
that goes in there now
for half an
for
hour.
half an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, so that
Which
means
is now 2:30 now, so it'll
so
be 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. So I'll do the dishes,
Yeah,
tidy the dishes up, and we'll have a cup of tea,
we will
and we'll come back
come back to
when we
it.
take it out of the oven.
Yeah.
See you in a minute. What I'll talk to you about is the Isle of Man,
Yeah.
what it was like when you first arrived.
When I first arrived,
because
you
we had
recognise it,
We had the chip shop in Onken.
Yeah.
Grandad had the chip shop on the Onken, which is where the roundabout is at Corkles.
Opposite Corkles.
And you go down to Summer Hill, or you can go
Yeah.
along there. It was on that corner
On
there,
that
wasn't
corner.
it?
They
Which
took away.
it isn't there now, is it?
No, they took away the chip shop, which was the corner one, and the cottage that went with it, which we lived in.
That was Grandma's cottage.
Yeah, that's where we lived, in the cottage adjacent to the chip shop. And we had a bedroom above the shop, which was mine,
Right.
which made all my clothes smell like chippy, which I didn't realise
Until after.
till I married your dad.
But then you realised that
And it
your
was
dad
when I
smelled
took
like
my
a butcher
clothes
shop.
away to my own house. And I said to him, I don't know. I said, there's an awful smell around me. He said, well, do you not know what it is? And I said, no. He said, it's your clothes.
The chippy.
And I said, my clothes? He said, yeah. He said, it's the smell of the chippy on your clothes. I said, my goodness God. And I said, how on earth did you manage to go out with me like smelling like that? And he laughed and he said, well, because I thought I was marrying an heiress to a chip fortune.
Yeah, so I also remember the rock shop where they used to make the rock, and you could stand behind the glass.
That's where Smyth is now.
That's right, yeah, and you could watch them, and I remember they used to do baking an egg rock.
Absolutely.
And the big
Everything.
dummy.
Yeah.
And all of them things.
You could stand and watch him do
Yeah,
it.
and the way
Mr.
they
Kelly.
put the 3 legs of man in
Yeah.
and the Isle of Man through
Yeah.
the rock, so you get your
Yeah.
Isle of Man rock and
Yeah.
that. But like,
And
don't
I'll
see
tell you,
rock these days, do you? It's
not the same. No.
Everybody used to have a piece of rock, didn't
You've
they?
got to go to Blackpool for a stick of rock these days. I'll tell you, Victoria Street has changed a lot. Used to do a lot of day trips. My first visit to the Isle of Man was a day trip with Auntie Nell. And of course you get out, Douglas and what have you. And everybody, first thing they do, you see, they come on a day trip, they want the shops, don't they? If you've got a child, you go up the beach. So we got on a horse tram and went to the beach. But people used to come and go straight up Victoria Street. There was the cinema, where Tower Insurance is now, and a swimming bath there.
Down there, was it? I don't remember that.
Douglas swimming baths were down there. And also what they call slipper baths, where you could go and have a hot bath, which I used to do because we didn't have a bathroom in the chippy.
So you went down there and had a hot
I used
bath?
to go down there and have a bath, and sometimes I'd go to Auntie Barbara's and I'd have a bath at her house. Yeah.
Do you know what? I've
we
often
used to
thought about
listen to
this
Radio
picnic.
Luxembourg because it was parked
Ramsey Bay,
outside
wasn't it?
Ramsey. Yeah. But Victoria Street had restaurants where, well, they think it's a new thing now to go and say, oh yeah, I love the carvery, everything. So they think it's a new idea, but believe me, it's not. Because all those years ago, there was a cafe, we called it a cafe in those days.
So would this
where
be
you could go in.
late 50s, early 60s, would it? Or
Oh yeah,
later?
because it was 49ish when we came here.
1949.
I was, what was I, 13?
Right.
I was born in 35.
Yeah.
So I would be 14. I'd been 13 in the August and we came in the November.
Right.
And it was called the Silver Grill.
I remember the Silver Grill.
And he had huge joints in his window. And of course the people coming up saying, oh gosh, yeah, and they go in there for their lunch.
Yeah.
And he'd carve what you wanted. So carvery's not a new invention,
Not
is
a new
it?
thing, no.
You'd go and sit down and you'd say what you wanted and he would carve the meat and then the girls would bring the veggies and then things to you. Yeah.
Good time. So, shall we have another little look? I think we should be getting somewhere near. Are we? Oh, close enough for jazz, I think. Okay, so we're 35 minutes and we turned it up a little bit for the last 5 minutes.
The last 5 minutes.
Oh, it looks like it's peaked up a little bit again. So shall I just turn that to off? Up to the top is off?
Have you finished with it then? Are you happy with it?
I think we're there. It looks
Got the label sticking out.
bad for that.
Are you happy with that?
Look, it's
Yeah,
cracking and
that's it.
everything. That's
Yeah.
it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put it there. We'll shut this. And that's off to there.
Up to the top
Yeah.
and push it in.
And
And the
then
same with that.
up to the top.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we have.
Now,
God, it smells good.
be
Let's
careful.
bring this over.
Don't burn yourself.
And there we have, look. God, it smells so good. So there we have my Mum Moira's lemon meringue pie. So pretty simple really. I mean, a little bit of time, but generally it was
Well, it's
not
too
difficult,
bad.
is it? You know, once you sort of know what you're
Yeah,
doing. I
you
mean,
know
if
what
you're
you're
coming in a bit blind,
Yeah.
but basically if you follow what we've done on the video today, you could have a huge big pie of loveliness like this for yourself. So, wish everybody love and happiness, don't we?
Absolutely.
Namaste. See you on the next video.
Okay. Keep smiling.